We've got a challenging session. Sometimes I sit there and look at some of the choices that we're going to have to make on the budget, particularly in the 2011 budget, and it's pretty awesome. And frankly, we're going to be doing things that are going to be unpopular. We're in a pretty tough economic climate, as all of you know, and we're going to have to do kind of what families have to do. And that is sit around the dining room table or the breakfast table and decide how you're going to spend the money that week. What bills are you going to pay? And, you know, the toys are going to be postponed. I mean, they're going to have to be, and some things are going to have to be eliminated for us to balance that budget, and we're going to have to decide what's important. And I've given some principles of mine to the Appropriations Committee. I think we have to take care of those that are least able to take care of themselves. We have to educate our children because we're going to have to continue to be competitive in the global marketplace, and we're going to provide for our public safety. And I tell people, you know, we're going to get through this budget, and at the end of the day, we're going to do the right thing for Georgians, and I think they're going to understand that we did the best we could with what we had to do. Buddy, I sometimes am jealous of our colleagues in Washington. You know, every time I see one of those printing presses printing money, it sort of makes me want to be up there. But we're not there. We're here, and we're going to get through that. We're going to be talking about some further improvements on our water policy here. The governor has proposed some conservation measures, and we're taking a look at those in the House. And transportation is going to be a big issue. I talked a little bit about civility and cooperation and discussion earlier, and I don't think there is an issue where that will be more needed and where that has been most lacking in the last few years than on that issue. But I've instructed the House that, you know, we're not going to like every little thing in whatever bill we come down with, but we're going to do our dead level best to pass a transportation funding bill this year so that Georgia can come into the 21st century in ways of financing infrastructure improvements here in our transportation system. And I don't want to go back to Blue Ridge till that bill gets done. And we may also have to revisit some governance issues over there. Many of you remember that last year we passed Senate Bill 200, and I think that was a step in a great step in the right direction of bringing more accountability and more transparency to financing and policy making for our transportation system. And I'm proud of my DOT board member. Steve Gooch is here today, and he's doing a great job over there. But I'm a little bit concerned that maybe we haven't gone as far as we need to go. And I'm asked my colleagues in the House to look at an amendment, a constitutional amendment that will shorten the terms of DOT board members. We've allowed, I think, a lot of accountability to fall by the wayside over there, and I think it's important that we probably start a discussion about tenure on that board. I've also asked, you know, ethics is going to be an issue this session. You know, we have to learn from our mistakes of the past, and you can't avoid that. We have to look at those laws that apply to us, as well as those laws that apply to lobbyists, and those laws that apply to all the departments and agencies here in state government. And many of those departments, including the DOT, are operating outside of having of ethics requirements. I've asked Chairman Joe Wilkinson, who's working with Senator Moody on the Senate side in a joint House-Senate effort on ethics reform, to look at including departments and agencies such as DOT and others, and bringing them under the umbrella of our ethics laws that we're subject to in the General Assembly. And we'll be bringing some legislation on those two issues next week, and I'm looking forward to some good, vigorous debate on some matters that I believe are very important to the people of this state. But we're having a good year. You know, I tell people I get up every day and look forward to getting to work. and wondering if that's the day that the wheels come off. But they haven't come off yet, and we're going to try to keep it in the road.